some of the pieces of equipment I have in my kitchen, and today we're going to talk about blenders, okay? Also kind of crosses over into food processors, and I'll explain why in a moment. But there's lots of different types of ones on the market. If you're looking to buy a new one, if you have a really old NAF blender and you're starting to go down this healthy route, and I'm going to be showing you things like how to make sauces in a blender, also how to do smoothies, smoothie bowls, ice cream or vegan ice cream, you know, all sorts of things, bliss balls, everything. All of those require a blender or a blending machine of some type. Look at me, I'm blending. If you know what film that's from, you get an extra bonus bliss ball. So there are different ones, and I wanted to take you through the ones that I have. Now, I appear to have quite a lot here, which I do, to be fair. I am just about to give this one away because we've upgraded to this. But we first started out with, I think we had a KitchenAid blender, which unfortunately just couldn't cut the grain when it came to me doing things like bliss balls and stuff like that. And that is an important point. You want to go for something that is very strong, almost like a semi-commercial machine, if you like. But don't go spending a fortune. It's not necessary. It's nice to do that if you have that amount of money. But if you don't, there are other ways of doing it. So the first way we started was with that blender, which kind of gave up the ghost. And the kids then started getting into smoothies. And it's very much something I promote through my course and also in my ebook and things as well, which you can buy on our website and our Facebook page. Because smoothies are a brilliant way of getting health and nutrition in really simply, and particularly for children. I mean, as adults it's great too, but for kids, you know, it's a no-brainer. It's an easy way to get them in. They think they're getting a treat, you know, they're getting really healthy stuff. So the first other piece of equipment we had was this. So this is just a standard Ninja machine. Now, you might have seen these before. They come with a cup, which you can obviously then screw a top on. I've got one here for this other machine that goes on the top, and it's got an open lid so that you can turn it into like a sports bottle when you're walking around. So those are quite good. It has, and this is the downside to these machines, it has some rather vicious blades here. So if you have got kiddies, obviously it's not ideal if you want them to kind of help make their own or make their own. If they're a little bit older, they're probably old enough to be trusted to, you know, be safe around these things, but do be careful because they are incredibly sharp. But the way that it works is you fill up this with your liquid, your fruit, whatever else you're putting in, your flax seeds or protein powder or whatever, and then you screw this on here, chuck this on the top, and it literally works by you pushing it down. So as you push it down, it clicks in and then it whirs away. I haven't got them plugged in because if I did that, you would not be able to hear me. They are quite noisy. That's kind of the only downside. If you want to make one at 2 a.m, probably not ideal if you've got the people in the house. So this is probably 40 to 60 quid. I think you can get these for. They're great. We've had this for a long time. It's coped with everything I've chucked at it. It's a really good machine. It comes with 2 of these actually. So you've got 2 bottles you can go away with, or 2 jars. Great for making sauces, vegan ice cream, whatever else. Obviously it's limited because it's quite small is the only thing. But as a starter machine, I think these are great, and if that's all you can afford, then brilliant. You might be able to find one cheap on sort of eBay or Facebook or wherever. You can also order them from Amazon Prime at the moment and still get them delivered. Obviously take precautions with the packages because we're still on lockdown and things at the moment. But if you want to buy one, that's the best way to do it, so you haven't got to physically go out. So that's the Ninja machine. I think it just is called a Ninja. It doesn't have any other kind of model numbers or anything. There are lots of other ones, but the Ninjas, I have to say, are quite good. I tend to find, like I say, they cope with anything you chuck at them. Now, I've got 2 other machines here. Now, this is my almighty Vitamix. Now, if you are watching people on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and they're blending things and they're a professional, they're doing it for work, the chances are they are going to have one of these, a Vitamix. Now, they're 300 odd quid, I think, starting price, go up to sort of £500-600. It is a wicked machine. The way that it pulls the liquid or whatever in to move it around, it's very clever actually. It's not just powerful, but it's clever in the way that it works. It is worth every penny. I absolutely love it to bits. It's got a hole through the top so you can pour bits and bobs in. It's obviously a much bigger capacity compared to this one. So you can do a whole family's worth, or you can make a big thing of vegan ice cream or sauces or whatever it is that you're doing. Obviously these things are no good for things like bliss balls, which you've seen my video. If not, you can find the video online. But for smoothies and everything else, these are perfect. So they're cool with that. Now, I had that as my next machine, but I have recently got this. And you might ask why, because we already have this and this. But the reason is, this, which is a Ninja also, Ninja IQ it's called actually, it's supposed to be very clever at determining, you know, what you need for which, comes with lots of other attachments. So you've not only got the drinks thing, which was similar to the other Ninja, but they are bigger. In fact, it comes with 2, one slightly bigger one that as well. But it also comes, and this is why I got it, with a food processor attachment as well, because our food processor gave up the ghost too, and I think that was because of the bliss balls and the dates and the apricots it was trying to spin around. It just couldn't cope, so it's gone, sadly. But this actually, I think my food processor was probably a couple of £100 a few years ago. I think I got it from one of the shopping channels like QVC, and actually that's the top tip, because if you want to buy a fairly substantial cost piece of equipment and you're not sure whether you're going to get on with it or not, a lot of companies, and I know QVC do because I've been using them for years for this exact reason, they allow you to buy something and try it for 30 days, and if you don't like it, you send it back. Now, you do have to pay the return postage, but if you're talking about a machine that's £200-300, for example, or even £100, it's worth paying the sort of 10 quid or whatever to return it if you find you don't get on with it. So it's a good way of kind of sampling a piece of machinery, be whatever it is. I mean, they do everything from running machines to cameras to TVs to food processors. But it's another thought if you're not sure which one to go for. But I do recommend these models that I'm showing you because I have found them to be the best in the market, and I have gone through quite a lot, trust me. So this particular one I think was about £140. I bought it on Amazon quite recently through Amazon Prime, so it's delivered free of charge. I think I got it about a month or so ago. But it was on offer, I think previous to that was about £180-190, so I got quite a good deal. But because it's got these extra parts, it's fantastic. And normally when you get a machine that does lots of things, it doesn't necessarily do them all very well. If it's something particularly like this one, the Vitamix, it's wonderful at what it does. But I was worried about these, but actually it's really good. So I would recommend it. So there's a food processor if you need it for that. And it also comes with another blender attached. So it's like this, similar sort of size, but without the price tag, because this is, like I say, over £300 worth of blender, whereas this was an awful lot cheaper. It's also got take the top off, it's also got a chute, so you can add bits and pieces as it's going along. It's got loads of safety features and things on it as well, because a bit inside it, which is what I was saying about the blades with this, does fill me with horror. Look, it's just loads of blades. So you want to make sure these are well out of the way of your children, up on a high shelf somewhere, or safely locked away in here. But it is a really good machine. So if you're looking for something, I would recommend you go for one of these. Personally, I think that's a bit too much of a stretch and a big investment if you're just starting out, unless you have loads of money, in which case just order all three. But I would start out with a Ninja IQ, have a look online, compare prices, get the best deal you can. But for me, this is worth every single penny. And all the ingredients, all the recipes and things I show you in my ebook, on my course, even on my Facebook support group that are all free videos, those ones, all the equipment I'm using and the things you're seeing here. Okay, so if you get these, you know you're going to be able to follow all the recipes. All right, take care.